Good morning. It's 7:30 in the morning. I have taken my daughter to school. My husband is off to work. I have my cup of coffee. And I'm doing Christmas baking today. So I'm going to be baking some Christmas cookies for my family as part of their Christmas present. And I have a list. They already know what they're getting because they've requested these. They request them every year. In fact, my sister requests the same cookies every year. It's fine. So I'm going to be making today, shortbread cookies, ginger cookies, and then some maple cookies. So, and then I also will be making some chocolate chip cookies with walnuts, and oatmeal raisin and sugar cookies. So, I'm going to get my ingredients out, but I wanted to show you, I'm not starting right now. Sorry, fly paper. Because I got to get my butter and eggs and stuff out so they can come up to room temperature. But I wanted to show you these adorable little boxes that I got at the Dollar Tree. Yes, my Dollar Tree, everything is still $1. So I picked up 3 packages of these. Well, I picked up 3 of these. I might need to go back and get some more. I'm confused. You know what? Let's open it. Sorry. Let's open this and see what's included in this little package here. Because at one time it was 2 boxes. You got 2 full boxes. You get 2 little stickers right here. Okay. And then, oh, you do. You get 2 boxes. You get 2 boxes in each one. Okay, well that's perfect. They're not ginormous boxes. So it's not like you could fit a cake in these or anything. But they just kind of open like that. Right, and then you put your... Yes, Leslie has done this before. Anyway, so you put your, cookies in here, and then, I don't know why this is not wanting to cooperate, because I'm filming, that's why. There we go. And then you just fold it, and then you just put one of the little stickers on it. Oh, there's 4. Okay, there's 2 sets of stickers in there. But anyway, you put your little sticker on there. And they're just real pretty little boxes. So, that's what I'm going to be putting my cookies in once they are done. Now it doesn't want to fold back down. Of course. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. Anyway, I got 2 of the poinsettias, and I got 1 of the pine trees because I only had 1 of these. So it's my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my husband, and my daughter. So they'll each get a box of cookies for Christmas. And yes, I'm making myself some cookies. I just don't need a fancy box. And I made dog treats. So if you're interested to know about how to make homemade dog treats, I am actually researching that right now. So if you'd be interested in me making a video about that, I guess I should show you my face. I'm just showing you my hand. But if you would be interested in a video about homemade dog treats, like this video and leave a comment down below. And because I'm researching it anyway for our dog, because he's just interesting. But anyway, let me know, and I'll make that happen for you. Also, while you're doing that, go ahead and click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you know when I post videos. because I do that. Anyway, let's get out some ingredients to get these cookies started. And then I'm going to let all that come to room temperature, and then we'll come back and bake some cookies. Okay, so I have my recipes. My ginger cookie and my shortbread cookie recipe and my sugar cookie recipe come from the Better Homes and Garden cookbook. And I have mine is pink. Typically they're red, but mine is pink because I got the limited edition breast cancer one. I bet I've had it for a long time. You can tell. Anyway, so this is the sugar cookie recipe that I use. I have tweaked it a little bit, but I know what my tweaks are, and I just pretty much follow the recipe that's in this book. I will link this book if I can. Shortbread is fairly simple because it's just flour, sugar, and butter, but this is the recipe that I follow. And then the sugar cookies are right here. So, yeah, this is the sugar cookie recipe I'm going to be using. And then my maple cookie recipe is right here. I will link the original recipe that I adapted, but I have adapted it to make it better. Here are my ingredients. I have basically a whole pound of butter out. I took it out of my freezer. This is unsalted butter. I like to use the Kerrygold because I just like this product. And then I got out 3 eggs so the butter can thaw and soften and the eggs can come up to room temperature. Okay, so it's important when you're baking that if the recipe says for the butter to be softened, that you let it sit out and soften. You don't want to put it in the microwave because that'll melt it and then it changes the consistency of your dough. And baking is chemistry, it's science, so everything kind of has to line up correctly. Now, as far as flavorings are concerned, you can play with those a little bit. Like, if it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla and you're like, you know what, last time I made this, the vanilla really wasn't there, I'm going to bump it up. Maybe you add 2 teaspoons of vanilla, that's fine. But you really want to make sure that whatever's giving your baked goods the structure and texture, that ratio is correct. So anyway, having said all that, I'm going to let my ingredients come to room temperature, let my butter soften and all that kind of stuff. And then I will be back and we will get to baking. And we'll see how much of this we can get done today. The chocolate chip cookies aren't going to take long. I'm probably going to do those tomorrow afternoon. I know oatmeal raisin won't take long either. Is that all I have? Yep. So I'm kind of doing all the hard stuff today. Yay. Alright, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I have decided I was going to do the shortbread cookies, but I changed my mind and I decided that I'm going to actually do my maple cookies first because those need to be refrigerated. So I need to get out my maple syrup, my cornstarch, and my vanilla and salt. So maple syrup is in the fridge. You should keep your maple syrup in the fridge so it doesn't mold. Just FYI, don't ask me how I know that. Cornstarch. Which I apparently have plenty of because I didn't realize I had one, so I bought another one. Right. And that, yeah.
Okay, vanilla and salt. Salt and vanilla. Okie dokie. I did go ahead and put the clean dishes away and wash all the dirty dishes because I want the dirty side of my sink to be clean and ready to go for all of this stuff to go over there so I can clean as I go as I'm baking. So I am going to get started on these maple cookies. Again, I will link the original recipe that I adapted and in the description. That's what I was trying to say. But before I get started, little trick for getting anything sticky like syrup, molasses, honey out of your measuring cup. Y'all may know this already, but if you take some cooking spray, this is coconut spray, but any will work, and you just kind of spray the inside of your cup, it'll slide right out. So we're gonna get baking. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my shortbread cookies. So for the shortbread cookies, it's actually really kind of simple. You need 1 1/4 cups of flour. And shortbread cookies are really easy to make, and you don't really need a mixer. I don't have a stand mixer, so if it can't be done with a wooden spoon or a handheld mixer, it ain't getting done in this house, that's for sure. Anyway, and then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar, just regular white sugar. That's it, that's all the sugar. Oops. That you're going to put in this recipe. Okay. And then you're just going to combine those together. Like that. And then you're going to cut in your butter. And you need 1/2 cup of butter. So if you watched my last video where my daughter was helping me make cookies, no, she's helping me make cinnamon rolls, that's what it was. We broke my pastry blender, so I got a new pastry blender. Oh my goodness gracious. So you have a cup of butter, which is 1/2 of this block. So I'm just going to get that in there. Like so. And then I'm just going to use my pastry blender, pastry cutter, to cut that in. To do this until it resembles a fine crumb. Why don't y'all leave me down in the comments, what are you baking for Christmas this year? Like, what kind of yummy desserts or treats are you going to be making for Christmas this year? Do Do you make candy? I've always wanted to learn how to make candy. Maybe that'll be something that I put on my to-do list for 2022 is to learn how to make candy. Here we go. Now we're starting to get there. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this off a bit because you want all that goodness in your cookies, not in your pastry blender. So I don't understand these chefs and cooks that just leave all that caked on. I mean, I know they don't have to clean it up. They pay somebody else to do that, but yeah. So anyway, so you want to do it till it just resembles like fine sand, almost like it almost has the texture or the look of kinetic sand, if you will. All right, and you want to make sure that it'll cling together. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And then you want to form the mixture into a ball with those edges. So you just want to kind of form it into a ball. Okay. It's not wanting to ball up for me very easily. Sometimes if it's really dry outside, you will need to add just a little water to just help it to kind of cling together, although this is clinging together quite nicely. Okay, perfect. My nose. And then we are going to clean this up just a little bit. The great thing about this is there's no egg. So let me go wash my hands and then we will get these formed and cut and in the oven. This with some water. That. You just kind of want to form it into a disc. That's going to be about an 8-inch circle. Now the instructions say to do this cute little fluted edge. You don't have to unless you just really want to sit there and do all that fluting, you know, like you do a pie crust. You can certainly do that. I am not going to do that because I'm not very good at it. And yeah, well, let's see, let's try it. Yeah, that's just, maybe it's working. Oh no. Yeah, that just messed it up. Okay, never mind. Let's not try to be fancy. We're not fancy people over here. We're just kind of plain, rustic, made at home kind of people. Okay, now this, oh no. Okay, you know what? It's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be. And it's just gonna have to be off. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, now. The best way I have found to cut these into wedges is with a pizza cutter. So I'm just going to cut this in half, one way, and then you just have to kind of fix the cracks as you go, and then go across horizontally, right? It says 16 pieces, so I'm gonna go this way. This way, so it gives me 8. And then we're going to cut each of these in half. Oh no! This is real life, y'all. This is real life. This is what happens. Sometimes things don't work. You know what? We'll make it work. And last one. That should give us 16 wedges. Now, it says cut circle into 16 wedges, leave wedges in the circle, bake at 325 for 25 to 30 minutes or until bottom just starts to brown and center is set. And then cut them again while warm. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try this. Normally I roll it out into a rectangle and then just cut into fingers, but you know what, these are for Christmas, so why not be fancy, right? So let me get these in the oven at 325. I'm gonna go for about 20 minutes and then check them because my oven's weird because it's older than I am. And then we'll check them. I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up and get things set up for the sugar cookies and the ginger cookies. I think I'm gonna do the ginger cookies last because they have the most spice in them. So yeah, so I'm gonna do the sugar cookies next. So I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up, get set up for that, and I will be back to do sugar cookies.
Okay, my timer went off and I took the shortbread cookies out of the oven. I went ahead and cut them because I didn't want them, and I just forgot showing the camera on. And by the time I realized it, I was like, well, I don't want them to not be, I don't want to not be able to cut them apart. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here they are out of the oven. I'm letting them cool on the cookie sheet for a little bit, and then I'm going to move them over to the rack. Yeah.
Okay, so the sugar cookies are in here. I'm going to stick them in the fridge just so it's a little bit easier to deal with the dough. And I think I'm going to get my daughter to help me roll and cut those out. So I am now going to mix up the ginger cookies and get those going.
Okay, so I was getting set up to do my ginger cookies and then realized I had no ginger. So I had to run to the store and get ginger. So the first place I went was the Dollar Tree. I did get my ginger, but I had to go to Kroger to get it. But while I was there, I did pick up some 2-pound bags of brown rice for the dog because they're still $1. Yeah, my Dollar Tree, everything is still $1, and I picked up some fun socks for my daughter to take to her little competition team. Christmas party tonight, and I'll check the mail. Real exciting stuff here going on. But I'm gonna get this brown rice put away, and then I'm gonna get ready and cleaned up and everything to make these ginger cookies.
Okay, so I got the ginger cookies made up. I'm going to take the maple cookies and the sugar cookies out of the refrigerator and let them sit out for a little while. And I have to actually run and go pick my daughter up from school. So I'm going to go do that. And hopefully the dogs will not terrorize the trash can while I'm away. Try this. Yeah, blocked you there, didn't I? Anyway, I'm going to go pick my daughter up from school. And then when we come back, I will have my little helper with me. And we will roll out and cut and bake the maple cookies and the sugar cookies. And we will roll and sugar and bake the ginger cookies. So I'll be right back. Hey, so it's actually a couple of days later. I'm actually going to break this video up into 2 parts because it is rather long. I apologize for that. I hope my dog is barking. I hope that you enjoyed the first part 1, where we made those cookies. I did get the maple cookies, the sugar cookies, and the shortbread cookies completely done. The ginger cookies I still have to bake, so that will be in part 2. So I hope that you like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you can come along for part 2. See y'all later. Bye.